What's up? What's up out there? We're having a conversation today called So You Fixed Yourself, Now What? And in this conversation, I'm going to ask, you guessed it, so you fixed yourself, now what? I'm trying to fire it up on Instagram. Has anybody else been having these issues with Instagram where like you literally can't go live on Instagram anymore? It's like their live codec is broken. You just actually cannot go live on Instagram. Is anybody else having this problem? It's driving me crazy. My last 3-4 lives, it's doing it again. Whether I'm on Wi-Fi or I'm not on Wi-Fi, you can't go live on Instagram. I don't know what it's just making me nuts. I got to stop every live. If you've been on my lives lately, every single live, it starts with me doing what I'm doing right now, and it's making me look incompetent. I'm not incompetent. I'm actually pretty good at this. But Instagram is broken. You cannot go live on Instagram anymore. So I'm going to set my phone down and I'm just going to be done. This is going to go on Facebook and YouTube. And that's fine. At least now I only have to talk to one camera. So this conversation is called So You Fixed Yourself, Now What? It's going to be, it's one of those conversations, and this is frankly, this is the evolving nature of my lives. The whole point of the live format is to have the real conversation. It's a different conversation than like your pre-planned content. It's a different conversation than your brand narrative. This is like more like the behind the scenes, like what really goes on in this guy's life, what really goes on in this guy's head. So the more bizarre, the more sort of out there my life gets and my head gets, the more every time I go live, I have to have this like little internal conversations like, whoa, Jeff, are you sure you want the whole world to know just how freaking out there you're kind of starting to get? And it's like, well, yeah, that's the whole point. What am I going to like start rehearsing and pre-planning these two? That defeats the purpose, right? So hold on, I'm going to actually open this up. I actually want to take comments on this. I think this is going to be great fun. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you've got good audio. I've got a sense that maybe the audio signal is low. Maybe I need to bring my little mic up here. Somebody shoot me a note. Let me know if you can hear me okay. If I need to somehow boost the audio. Oh wait, I gotta mute that channel at least. But yeah, give me a yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Inderill's here. Okay, so listen. This whole thing about like, should I even have these conversations in public anymore? I don't know. But the problem is if I can't have these conversations in public anymore, then that means I can't do lives because I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to BS. I'm not going to come on and have like a non-authentic live conversation. What's the point of that? Lives are as therapeutic for me as they're meant to be instructive and valuable for you. So I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to keep going for it until some brand or image consultant or stakeholder in my business says, Jeff, you got to stop going live. You got to stop having these conversations. The world can't handle it. You're too honest. No, nobody wants to hear all that craziness. Hold on. I'm going to go check in the Entre Nation group and see if we're live. It should be live there too. And I want to make sure, see who's popping on over there. I saw Indiro popped on. Actually, we had a nice group coming on my page. Let's see who's here. How do I even see that, man? I swear, Facebook's they gotta work on their system to like give me more information. I wanna say hi. I wanna like connect with my world, my friends. This is my friends. You guys are my friends. Goodness knows I'm not fit for a normal social integration. Yeah, I don't know how to find who's with me. Listen, you're here, and I love and appreciate you, so I'm just going to be raw here. I'm going to tell you the freaking craziness that goes on in my brain. I've been traveling for 2 days, so I'm by myself. Way too much time to think, right? Very little human interaction. I'm up here. I'm up in Montana. It took me 2 days to get to Montana. Missed a flight, missed a connection, spent a night in Salt Lake City. Now I got here. I'm supposed to be staying with my parents. My parents are evacuated from their house because there's like forest fires and they're staying in some cabin, and so I got to come stay in a hotel. So it's 2 nights in a row in hotels, just kind of discombobulated. And I called this conversation, so you fixed yourself, now what? Here's why I called it that, because I got on Instagram earlier, and there was like this profile of this ultra runner lady who I don't know how I ended up following her, except that one of my people that runs my Instagram must have followed her. Maybe she's got a podcast or something. Maybe I'm trying to get her on my podcast. Probably so. She seemed I thought she looked pretty gnarly, like in a good way, pretty cool. But she was talking about how she was this ultra runner, and she subjected herself to all this pain, and she pushed herself, and she beat herself up, and she battled injuries, and she did all this craziness. And then, now she's having like this journey of self-healing, and she's realizing that, she was using physical pain to medicate emotional pain and psychological pain, and now she's dealing with that, and that, it was kind of like this cathartic, powerful, beautiful thing. And I'm happy that, like, I want people to be happy. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, so this is your year. This is your year to like deal with your stuff, right? And that prior to this point, you're like some multiple times endurance athlete champion. And you say that's because you were medicating emotional pain. So now you're taking a year to deal with your emotional pain so you can be happier. What's next year going to look like? Are you going to get back to running and it's going to be more pure and more joyful and you're going to be even better at it? Or are you going to lose that edge because now now you're not like running from something, so you're not going to push yourself as hard? Like, I don't know, but I did have the question. I was like, so what now? And it kind of got me thinking of like, it could be kind of scary to truly fix ourselves. Because I'm thinking, like, let's say this lady comes out of this and she's super happy. She's like found her bliss. She's at peace with herself. She loves herself. She thinks she's just amazing. But maybe she doesn't have the desire to race anymore. Well, let's be honest. She's got the platform that she's got, at least initially, because of the journey of her story that included this, perhaps what was almost like self-abuse, right? Like pushing herself to this extraordinary degree that, very often that's what inspires people. That's what inspires others, is when people do these things that are way beyond the norm. Like, I don't know, maybe in this case, shooting Facebook Lives in the hotel with no shirt on because they, having some crazy rant. And there's reason. There's a method to my madness, mind you, that I'll get into. But people do these outlier things that kind of get other people's attention, and they inspire people, and they get people looking at their own lives. But then let's say you go fix yourself. Well, now what? Now you're happy, but you lose your platform. Your platform has to change, or you're not who you were, or I don't know. It's cool, but it just got me thinking. It's like, okay, so what would happen if I actually like got to where I didn't push so hard? Because obviously you see this stuff on social media. That's what we do. We map it to our own lives, and hopefully that's a healthy, productive kind of educational juxtaposition where it's like, hey, what can I take from this and put it on this in a way that's valuable? Not like, how can I look at this and use it to beat this up because I don't compare well, right, or something, which is sadly how I think a lot of people use social media. But so I'm looking at this situation, I'm applying it to myself. It's like I push hard, and I've had a lot of pain. I talk about it sometimes. I've gotten more comfortable talking about it. Frankly, talking about it has helped me deal with it. And it's one of the reasons I don't think I'll ever stop going live. Even if all my handlers and everybody was like, Jeff, you got to stop, man. It's bad for the brand or something. I don't think I would because it's so good. It's so good for me. It's so therapeutic. And anyway, so what if I didn't push so hard? Do I actually want to do that? Would I ever want to get to the place where I was so happy and at peace with myself that I didn't push so hard? I'm actually trying to do something that maybe you have to be a little bit deranged to do. But so far, it's inspiring a lot of people. So far, people seem to love it. It's like, yo, I'm going to be this guy that was so broke and broken. And I'm going to show what you can do when you dig in. When you dig into just what is humanly possible. Like in my own way, I'm going to run my ultra races. I haven't run an ultra race. I've never run more than 20 miles at once. And that was hard. But that's not the hardest thing I've ever done. The hardest things I've ever done, frankly, the hardest thing I've ever done has probably been to get Entra, my education company, to this point this fast. In less than, well, actually this month, it'll be 2 years. Since I launched this thing, I've put out between Facebook, YouTube, Instagram story videos, Instagram lives, Facebook lives, YouTube streams, I don't know, all the different training videos, internal training videos. I've probably shot that's probably a lot. Between 1,000 and 1,500 videos in 2 years. And also built a company that's grown from, I started with a handful of basically helpers to now we've got between, committed vendors, contractors, and full-time staff. We've got about a 90-person organization. When I started, it was like I said, I was just spending money. It wasn't even a business. It was just me spending some money to boost content. Now we're a multiple 8-figure business with a roadmap to 9 figures. In less than 2 years, we're self-funded. I funded the whole thing myself. Total startup budget to actually get to profitability was maybe 50 grand. Like I've done it lean. I've done it lean because what I didn't invest in capital, I invested in effort. To take less than $50,000 and a whole bunch of equity, human sweat equity, a few strategic sort of aligned people along the way, a business partner, a primary operational assistant, and a primary salesperson, and then we've kind of grown from there. And to grow a multiple 7-figure per month company in less than 2 years, like it's been the most Herculean thing I've ever done. And Frank, way harder than running 20 miles. So like I get it, but it's like, well, would I ever want to be fixed? I don't even know. I mean, maybe whatever fixed means. I don't think so. I actually like my slightly deranged nature because here's the deal. I want to get old. I want to get to the end of my road and I want to measure it a couple of ways. One of the ways I want to measure it is, hey, what did I do for my family? Is my family going to be good in an increasingly chaotic and uncertain world? And I'll feel good if the answer to that is yes. My 2 boys, my 2 girls, their families for generations to come, anybody else I can bless or touch, have I put these people in a solid, safe situation in a crazy world? That's box number 1 I want to check. Box number 2 I want to check is, have I empowered millions of other people to do the same things for their families? Or at least given them the tools and the strategies and the abilities and the opportunities and the potential, stoked in them the potential. Have I blown oxygen on the flames of their potential that would allow them to do the same thing? If I can say yes to those 2 equations, and was I a good husband? And did I give a great life to my wife? Most importantly, did she know that she was loved and cherished for her whole life? At least since she met me. But those are really the 3 boxes. I check those, I'm good. I'll go wherever I'll die, wherever they send me, whatever room they go hold me in, I'm good if I can say yes to those 3 things. But here's the thing. If I were fixed, whatever fixed means, normal, if I was a clockwork orange, would I be as likely to say yes to those 3 things? The reality is most people are not going to die saying yes to those 3 things. Most people are not going to get to the end of their life and say, yeah, I loved and cherished my wife. I set my kids and their kids and their kids up to be safe and secure for generations to come in an increasingly chaotic world. And I impacted millions of people and empowered them or increased their probability of being able to do the same for their families. Most people aren't going to die being able to check those 3 boxes. That's all I want to do is die checking those 3 boxes. As soon as I've checked those 3 boxes, then at that point, I'm just hanging on because I love the people I love and I want to have more time with them, but it's not because there's more to do. When I've done those things, I've done what I'm here to do. Would I be as likely to do those things if I was more sane, if I was more normal, if I was more regular, if I was fixed? I don't think so. I'd rather be cray-cray. I'd rather push. So that said, I'll tell you what I'm doing. It's 8 o'clock. I'm alone. There's a party downstairs. The hotel I'm in, they have like this little happy hour thing. They're like, oh yeah, come down for free drinks. And, it's like a little hotel party. And there's a restaurant that, whatever. It seems like I hear it. I heard it earlier. It's kind of a happening little vibe. But I'm like, you know what? I got work to do. I got plenty of fun waiting for me at home with my family. I got work to do. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I show you this because I want people to hopefully understand what it takes. Not what it takes, just what it takes for me to do what I do. Because at the end of the day, that's what these lives are. This is my life. By the way, I'm totally open for questions. Anybody got any comments? Anybody got anything they want to say? I'm here. I'm ready to field them. But in the meantime, I'm going to share with you what I've got going on. So this is what I'm working on. This is my task list right now. I'm going to share it with you. Hang on. I'm actually changing a few things on it just so certain things I'm doing I don't want to maybe give away totally. So hang on. Actually, I got to change a few things. Delete a few little not incriminating, but just people that could reverse engineer some moves I'm trying to make right now. All right, I think I got it all cleaned up here. So yeah, this is my Trello. So right here, this is my to-do list today. Now this has been my to-do list for the last couple days, but because I've been traveling, I wasn't able to do it. And because I've been traveling for 2 days, not only was I not able to work on this, I was not able to also do another thing that's hugely important to me, which is work out. So here's what I've been doing. And I had a few other things. I actually had 3 other things that were on this list. And I started doing this, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't done a live today. I've been totally thrown off. So I need to do a live. So let me show you what I did. So I did, for example, it was an LOI. I had to get an LOI as a letter of intent. So I got that done. I transferred it from today to the complete column. And then what I do from there is, and I'll show you, not me, but over here is what I'm trying to show you. And then, what's up, world? Actually, here, I'll turn so you don't have to look at my butt. And so then, I max out on push-ups. That's 40. And then I go back to work. So I've done this 3 times now, and I was like, yeah, I should shoot a live. This is some full-on Jeff Lerner craziness that's probably worth documenting. So then I did my next thing. And I had to send an update. It was this one. Oh, wait, hold on. Where is it? Oh, yeah. It was this one. I had to send an update to this partner that we're doing this thing with, that we're bypassing a LOI on that deal. Anyway, I got that done, sent it off, did more push-ups. And I did another thing. Did more push-ups. Now I got to do another thing. I got to rewrite this proposal for this guy. And then I'm going to do more push-ups. And anyway, you saw how long the list is. Right now I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 more things on my list that I'm supposed to get done today. I don't think I'm going to get it all done today. It's almost 8:30. I could be drinking down in the lobby, hanging out, having fun. But here's the deal. I remember, what are the 3 boxes that I want to check? What, and how committed am I? How much do I want it? How much do I want to die saying, my kids are good, my grandkids are good, their kids are good, their grandkids are good? You got to build a fortress if you want generations to be secure. Think about it. Think about the size of the fortress that you have to build. And it can't just be a fortress of money. It has to be a fortress of culture. You have to teach your family. You have to create a code and a definition, an identity within your family. Like, I'm talking old school, tribal, like clan stuff. And I say clan, I'm not talking like the freaking whack job KKK. I'm talking like Scottish clans. Scottish? Is that a good accent? No, I suck at accents. I'm trying to talk Scottish. Because they had clans, they had crests. They had like they were in the same family. You were talking about stuff your family did like 800 years ago and what your family stands for. Honor, virtue, bravery, rescuing fair maidens in the woods, like whatever it was. That's the kind of legacy you left back then when you did great things. That's literally, you built fortresses to protect your family for hundreds and hundreds of years. That's the kind of legacy I'm talking about. Am I going to die with that in place? With my wife by my side, knowing she was loved from the day she met me, with millions of people better for me having lived. I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to get there hanging out doing happy hour, drinking in the hotel lobby with a bunch of wannabe college kids. We're talking 35, 40, 50-year-old men down there acting like like they wish they were still in college when they had their whole future ahead of them and no sense of how valuable that was. Now they have less of the future ahead of them and a greater awareness of the value of whatever time they do have left, and they're pissing it away, drinking in the lobby when they could be up here checking things off their Trello list, making sure they're building a fortress so they can die with no regret. That's what I'm doing, and I don't want to be fixed. Because if I had to say, okay, I'm fixed now what? I don't know what that would look like, but I don't think it would have moved me closer to my goals here. That said, stay crazy, world. Stay crazy. Do your thing. Make your move. Fear no other man's opinion.